What's good? What's good? I'm back. Yours truly, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. So we about to bring on a special guest. He's been on this podcast before, and I'm very biased to this guy. One of my favorite fighters in the world of bare knuckle and BKFC, the one and only Ryan Royal Reber.
What's
Reber,
going
what's
on,
good,
gang?
man? How you
Another
doing?
day, another dollar, man. Just chilling, bro. Just grinding, man.
Where you at? The barbershop?
Yeah, I just got done cutting up, man. Been here all damn day. Um, you know, so when I'm not here, I'm in the gym. When I'm not in the gym, I'm here or with the family. One of
Yeah,
three
shouts
places.
out to Mama Reber, especially for letting me call her Mama Reber, and she reminded me I needed to have you back up on this podcast, man. You had a lot to say.
Man, shit, well, I don't even know where to begin, man. It's been quite the journey, man. Starting it the way that I did, ran this shit all the way to the top, like I said I was gonna. And ran into the champ, man. And honestly, man, I beat myself. He ain't beat me. You know what I mean? I went out there and beat myself, man. I had a lot of shit going on, and we ain't even gonna dwell on it, man. All I need is another chance back in there, man. All I need is another shot back in there to prove who I really am, man. And I'm gonna let these do the talking, man. That's why I haven't really said too much. I ain't really been on social media like that. I post a couple videos here and there to stay relevant. We had fight news for Connecticut. It was locked in. I even took a little bit of a pay cut to make it happen, and somewhere along the lines, budget got in the way, and they wanted me to sell a bunch of tickets within a small
Hmm.
time frame, which I didn't have a problem with. I sold about 7 out there last time. I know I could have probably
Yeah,
did at least 10 or more, you know what I mean? Especially given a little bit more time, because I would have liked to have flew up there, spent maybe a week out there, and then, came back down here, finished camp, and then went back up for the fight, you know what I mean? So I had a little plan for it, man. I just didn't really know what their plans were with it, you know what I mean? And then they kind of threw it on us last
yeah.
second, like, hey, the budget's fucked up, we'll throw you 10K in tickets. You think you could sell that many? And it was just the timing was bad, man. A little disappointed, man. But like I said, bro, we could fucking sit and bitch and complain and moan about it, or we could get right back to work.
Well, like, what was your game plan going into that Alberto Blas fight?
Honestly, not to look the way that I fucking looked. I mean, honestly, man, training camp was long. It was rough. I never really took a break at all during the year, so I was still suffering a couple injuries. I was super light coming into the fight. I mean, like 3 weeks out, I was like 143. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I just completely depleted myself, and then getting into the fight, hearing how much he was when we weighed in to re-weigh back in kind of got my head a little bit, and I'm like, oh, this is how he's dominating these fights. This is how he's running through everybody, and you know, I just fucking went out there with the wrong mindset and totally let him impose his will and his game plan. And when he hit me in the fucking eye, I didn't know if he broke my orbital, if my eye
Hmm.
popped out. I couldn't see. So when I'm down there, kind of like poking around for it, and I wasn't gonna fucking lay down and yo, turn that shit down a little bit for me. Turn it down a little bit. When I just didn't initiate anything, man. And it was, a lot of people looking at that shit now like I'm an easy fucking target. But let's not forget where I came from and, how I ran this shit completely to the top, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not done yet. And like I've said, and I say it again, bro, you guys have yet to see the best Royal Reaver yet. And I'm sure motherfuckers like, well, when's that gonna be? He's been saying that. Listen, I corrected a lot of things that went wrong. You know what I'm saying? I put a little bit
Yeah.
of size on. I put a lot of strength on. I'm still just as fast. I'm still just as quick. I'm working on my footwork. I'm looking on my angles, and that's a lot of things that I didn't work on last time in camp. My previous 3 camps after the Travis fight, were pretty much all the same thing. You know what I mean? Like my
Mm,
last trainer was a very great strength and conditioning, would get you in a super top notch shape. But one thing they lacked, I felt like in there, was explaining and showing how things would be done. So for example, if we be sparring, it'd be like hit the angle, hit the angle. Well, I mean, I can't just hit an angle, and then it'd be like, well, how do you set that up? How should it be set up? And then base it upon there. And instead of working on my weaknesses, we just did a bunch of other things. You know what I mean? Sorry about that. I lost you for a
oh, you
sec.
good?
Uh,
You good?
and I just didn't. I didn't really work on the things that I was supposed to work on. You know what I mean? The footwork, the keeping a distance, not fighting him on the inside. The clinch game I wasn't too worried about, even though he was a wrestler, man. I was more worried about his explosive power. But like I said,
Yeah,
man, I see how he got by the people that he got by. You know what I mean? And I mean Keith was one of those people too that that everybody was just shocked. And you seen what Keith did on his way back out. And I could tell you what losing did,
yeah,
bro. It only made me more fucking hungrier. You know what I'm saying? It's only gonna push me to want, because I feel like a lot of people right now are like, they're doubting me. They're like, oh, he showed his true colors, or he didn't do what he was supposed to do, or but all those naysayers and all those people talking that shit, 90% of them have never even fucking stepped in a ring, especially
yeah.
without gloves. And what we do, bro, is not like, oh, well, I've been in a backyard fight. Nah, bro. This is the best against the best. You know what I'm saying? These guys are training just like we are. This ain't no fucking street fight in the backyard type shit, bro. This is, guys that got skills against guys that got skills. And one of the main reasons why they took this shit away is because it shouldn't be going as long as it is. These fights should be over pretty quick, especially if you got any sort of power, accuracy, and all those things. And I possess all those things. So to go out there and perform the way that I performed, it's a slap in my face. It's a slap to my coach's face. It's a slap to everybody who believed in me. I mean, I even had the betting odds almost flipped around for me. At one point in time, one of my buddies told me that bet on the fight, man. And I had my son's first fight out there and all that other shit. I mean, I
Yeah.
couldn't even sleep right at night for weeks, man. Just knowing that I didn't even get off the way that I wanted to get off. You know what I mean? And
I,
it's a tough pill to
I would
swallow,
be
man.
lying as a fan if I didn't say I wasn't disappointed, man, because I was rooting for you. Like some of these guys,
A
they
lot of
don't
people
take. I
were.
know. I know Russ from Extreme BKFC. He said he don't really take sides in the fighters, like rooting for guys to win, but I do. You know what I'm saying? And Redneck and you, like y'all my guys, man. So I'm always rooting, man. And it was over so
We
quick.
appreciate it.
I ain't gonna lie, I can't say I wasn't disappointed, but I'm pretty sure you were
Oh,
far
it
more
was too. And
disappointed.
I know, look, man, I know the company's disappointed. I know all of that shit. I know how Dave is. I know how Shook is. I know how they were. But like
Yeah,
I said, watch what happens next. Last time some shit happened like that to me in the boxing match, I came back and I beat a Travis Thompson. A very
yeah,
good Travis Thompson. A Travis Thompson that had a lot of fucking fights compared to mine. Basically, two fights to his like 9 at the time. And I went out
damn.
there and had a almost fight of the fucking year. And that's the type of shit that I'm about to be back on, man. That's the determination that I have. That's the mindset I have. And that's the training that I'm putting forward. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't need to talk anymore with my mouth. I'm just ready to get back in there, man.
What do
And I
you
had
think the
I had
journey is
another.
gonna be like though to get back to that title shot?
I mean, it's not going to be easy, man, and I don't want it to be easy. And after fighting a guy like Blias, I don't need it to be easy, but I also need it to make sense too. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like it's got to make sense. I either want somebody in them top rankings once again, or you know, we'll see what they're willing to throw at me. I mean, they just threw a name out in Albuquerque, but once again, my main coach is out of town
uh huh,
all the whole month. So to stay in a good train, and it would be a very tough opponent, and it's another risky opponent, and a guy that's not ranked and coming from a higher weight. You know what I mean? So at this point in time, we were like, that isn't the route to go. And no, I don't need an easy fight. I mean, realistically, I don't really give a fuck who it is, man. To be honest, because like I said, fighting the absolute best already that nobody could beat. I mean, shit. Like, well, who else is there to really? There's some killers, of course. There's a lot of killers in the 135 division, but You do things properly and you do things smart. Get me back up into the contention, and then throw me in there with another title contention shot. You know what I mean? Let me get one, maybe two more, and we'll see what happens, man.
Do you think it's gonna take you fighting somebody maybe like Chris Garcia or Justin Ibarola or even Keith Richardson?
A possibility, man. I know, like, me and Chris are with All In together, so
Okay, so that
that
wouldn't
that runs
happen. Yeah,
into a
that
little
wouldn't
bit of an
happen.
issue. Me
Yeah,
and Justin, me and him are always up on the table to fight, man. I think with Justin, it's not a smart fight for him. You know what I mean? As far as me, I like it. I like that fight, but for him,
yeah,
I don't know if that'd be a smart fight for him right now. You know what I mean? Because he's just so young, man. And I think that if he was smart, you continue to grow. Like, bro, if I was 23 right now, 24,
yeah,
fuck, dude. But then also, you don't know what the longevity is this with your hands and the cuts, and you are going to get fucked up eventually. I promise you that.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care how slick you are, how good you are, and then you're gonna, then we're gonna see what you're made out of afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So, after I had my fall, I gotta have my comeback. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, and it's gonna be explosive, and it's gonna be good, man. So, these are the things that I look forward to, and I'm not really in a super rush either. I want the opponent to make sense. I want the money aspect of it to make sense, and then let's do it, man. Let's run it. No
Now,
more,
do you?
honestly, I probably shouldn't have took that shot, but I had to take the
Uh-huh.
opportunity, man. Especially with all the legal troubles he's going through now that I've heard through the grapevine. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know what's true and what's not true, but I've heard from a lot of different people that he's in a lot of hot water with not only the company but with a lot of bad decisions he made. And I mean, honestly, it ain't really for me to talk about or discuss, but if you do your research, you could figure it out, and a lot of people know. And so it's gonna make things interesting
Now, who
in
are you
the
talking about? You talking about Connor?
no, I'm talking about Blias. Connor
Oh,
always in hot
Blas. Oh,
water
he
too.
got
Yeah, yeah,
Blas got legal issues. I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. So from what I heard, you know what I'm saying. So, um, how true a lot of that stuff is, what we'll find out. You know what I mean. So that could open up things as well in the future. That because like I said, nobody. Yeah, I don't feel like the company could point their fingers at me and be like, oh well, you look so shitty your last fight that we're not gonna fucking pay you anymore. We're not gonna, because I am a ticket seller. I'm
Yeah,
not as big as the ticket seller as some of these guys, but putting my mind to it, owning this barbershop, being in this area, I mean, I can make shit happen more than most people can. You know what I mean? And given the right amount of time, given the right amount of circumstance, I can really make shit happen, especially with pushing it. Like, even in the last Miami show, I sold pretty close to 15,000. And that's pretty good for people that have to travel, people that have to stay there, people that, you're not just coming to a show just to come in and leave. You know what I mean? You got to get a hotel room. That some people, you got to spend money on food and gas, and so it's a lot of money at the end of the day. And you know, those were the things that I was doing for the company, man.
and you were the bigger
And
name, I would think, going into the Blas fight. I think you were more well known, I would say, in the bare knuckle world.
maybe not, maybe in the bare knuckle world, but not so much in Miami. You know what I
Okay,
mean? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
he's got a lot of followers, man, and he had a lot of people backing him, man. And this is when I tell people there's levels to this shit. That's what I mean. When you got somebody like Blias, who's been nothing but trained his whole life,
yeah.
he's walked around at one point in time at 180 fucking pounds. I've seen
Damn,
that,
I didn't know
and
that.
for
Wow.
him to be able to cut down to 135, you
Yeah,
got to
that's
have an amazing team behind you. You got to have people that really know what the fuck that they're doing, and mostly people backed by money. You know what I'm saying? And it's very hard to beat those type of guys. And I
yeah,
mean, perfect example, look at Keith, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keith is in my opinion, one of the highest level athletes in bare knuckle.
yeah,
And he ran through Keith like Keith was nothing. And then you've seen how Keith ran through Larimore like Larimore was
yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Larimore is a great fighter too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't no fucking slouch or pushover. And he's proved that. So, to see how those things play out, styles make fights, man. And at that point in time, it probably wasn't the style that I should have went against. But I truly, honestly thought and believed in my heart I could beat him up until I heard the weight, let that shit get in my head, let the other shit get in my head, had some other fucking issues going on. And, all of it compounds right when you're out there instead of just letting it go and be like, fuck that. Fuck him. He ain't me. He can't do this. You know what I mean? And just literally went out
Well,
there and beat myself, man.
isn't fighters like rappers though? Like every rapper thinks they the best. The fighters got to think they the best too, right?
Yeah, but you can't lie to yourself either. And a lot
I
of
mean, I
people lie
get
to
that. I
themselves.
get that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta, but because it's about not only speaking it, but actually putting the time and the effort to do it. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can't. Everybody thinks manifestations like this easy thing, and all the
Yeah.
rappers and all that. It's really a very intricate, hard thing to achieve because not only do you got to come up with the mind, then you got to put in the action to do it, and then you got to, in my opinion, have great gratitude and integrity in what you're doing behind closed doors is really going to show who you are at the end of the day. And once again, coming into that title fight, there was a couple things that I did through the month that weren't championship level things. There was things that, I had a long night or, I went out to Vegas 2 weeks before the fight and my last day got really, really fucking sick, man. And I didn't
Oh
party out
man.
there, but I ended up
Yeah.
getting really sick before I got on the plane. And I literally, the whole 4 or 5 days we were in Vegas, I was there with Dave. I probably slept 6 hours. I don't know why, bro. The energy was so weird, and I couldn't sleep, and the time change fucked me up, and that was not where I needed to be 2 weeks before the biggest fight of my life. You know what I mean? And like I said, I could sit here all day and make all these fucking excuses and all this shit that happened, but I know truly what happened, and I got to get back out there, and I got to get mine back. And just like I said, no matter who they pull me out there with or who I go out there with, I'm looking to put it on them, man. I have to. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. And it's got to be, exciting just to see, can he do that? Can I
Now,
silence the critics? Can I come back?
I
And I know
interviewed
I
a
can.
few people that have been saying it's hard to make a living as a fighter, man. Do you gotta just
Fuck
truly?
yeah.
You have to truly love it, right?
Well, 100%, man, because it obviously ain't about the fucking money like that. I
Yeah.
mean, yes, the money is a bonus, but this is more about my legacy, man. This is more about, I've always said bare knuckle fighting is not going to get me rich, but the people who I meet on my journey in the bare knuckle game is who I plan on getting rich with. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, I've already met so many people, man. So there's already, I could walk away from this game right now and literally go open my own gym, or I could fucking go pick up personal training clients, and people are going to want to, they're going to want to be around my presence, around my energy, around my skill set, around my mindset. A lot of people, and I could show people and explain to them, most importantly, on how to put yourself up on a whatever it is that you want to do, because I went from absolutely nothing to running it up in this bare knuckle shit and running it to the all the way number one spot and fighting for a world title. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people seem to forget about that I would, ran for, rookie of the year when I fought. I've had a lot of, I was the first ever 135-pound fighter to fight bare knuckle in Connecticut. I was the first ever win on all in management. You know what I mean? So I've already accomplished so many things, man, that like I said, I could literally walk away from this shit right now. But it's not time yet because I definitely can't walk away off of a loss, especially like that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't go out like that, man, because it wasn't me. And it'd been one thing if Blast went out there and knocked me completely the fuck out and I was, you know, totally out on the canvas, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, I beat myself, man. So therefore, I know that even if it's him that I've seen in the future, it's gonna be a whole different fight. It's gonna be a whole different fight, man. And people gotta understand too. Like, I ain't never been at the highest level in shit. Never. Not in the amateur games.
Yeah.
Damn sure not in the pro game. So I leave the amateurs and I jumped right into bare knuckle. Had no professional boxing, no professional MMA. Haven't been in a fucking street fight since 2000, probably two. You know what I'm saying? And then jumped into bare knuckle. Beat the shit out of that
Damn.
kid. Beat the next dude. Then they threw me in there with Grady. His little dipshit, he tried to cheat. So he was about to get fucking beat up too. And then of course it was Travis right after. So I had to fight. I fought a lot of not only crazy ass opponents, but
Yeah.
opponents that are fucking like Travis is at an all time fucking crazy, man. That's not one dude that I'd ever want to fight with. You know what I mean? And then I had to fight him. And then right after that, I fought fucking Perez, bro. Like, and Perez was such a tough motherfucker,
Oh
bro. Like,
yeah.
it took everything out of me to beat that dude. And once again, that could have been handled a lot differently in the first round too. But I really wasn't expecting him to be as strong as he was and his clinch work to be where it was at. You know what I mean? And I kind of should have known better, especially what happened with him and Ace. But once again, look at Ace. He came back out and did his thing. You know what I mean? So sometimes these things, I don't know why they have to happen, but sometimes shit's got to happen the way that it's got to happen, man. I can't explain it. It's just part of the fucking journey, man. And like I said, I can literally beat myself up over and over and over, or I could get back to work and correct the wrong things and come back out here. And that's
Yo,
what I
there's
look
a
to do,
couple of
man.
names you
That's what
brought
I've
up.
been doing.
I wanna say something about like Grady. Grady should say it all because his name's Shady. So he's doing some shady stuff, and he's over there having trouble getting sponsors apparently because of it. And I was shocked to see Perez actually quit his last fight. Was
Well,
you
what
shocked at
people
that?
don't understand, man, I can defend this. When if you
Okay.
go back to my fight, go back to Prez's fight, and
Uh huh.
Justin Imbarola has slowed down, and look where it hit him. When you get hit directly in that eyeball with a knuckle,
Okay.
bro, I dropped Travis with that shot. You think Travis? That's why I beat Travis, because I hit him, and he said, "Bro, the way that you hit me, I couldn't fucking see. I couldn't fucking see." But he didn't want to lose that fucking bad that he didn't give a fuck
Yeah.
and got back up. And then eventually your eyesight comes back, and I should have played that role like he played and said, "Fuck him, my eyesight will come back." But I was more scared to get up, not be able to see, and have that one coming that I couldn't see really fucking knock me out, break my jaw, knock my teeth out. Because, like I said, this bare knuckle shit ain't for fucking play, bro. You let
Yeah.
somebody piece off on you, especially with explosive power like Blyce, you are getting fucked up. You know what I mean? The only way to beat Blyce is to stand on the fucking outside, either outbox him or beat him at his own fucking game. But in order to do that, you better make sure you're going in there every bit as big as he is, bro, or he will explode on you. He's fast, he's explosive, and he fucking hits hard. And even when he ran through my jaw, I ate that shit. I was like, okay, whatever. Got back up. Then he hit me with the one shot that hit me in the eye. And when he split with the upper part of my eye. And when he hit me in the eyeball, like I said, I couldn't fucking see, man. And I could have laid out or made a big deal about it, but I was just more pissed, bro. Like, how the fuck did I get hit with that shot? Damn it, man. If I continue to fucking fight, he's just gonna fuck me up even more, man. And it was just, I'm just like, fuck, bro. Just the situation of fighting you don't want to be in, man, especially in fucking bare knuckle. And like I said, bro, I feel like it lowered my stock. It fucked me up a little bit, but you can't judge me based upon that last one, man. You can't, man. Judge me after what happens next. You know what I mean? And if that's the case, bro, I'll hang that shit up, bro, and I'll just retire. But like I said, I'm not done until I'm fucking done. Until I said I'm done, and I still got a lot more life left in me, man. And there's a lot more accomplishments that I got to
Well,
accomplish.
my
So
source says you got a multi-fight deal coming.
waiting on that
My
too,
source
man.
said you
Like I
got a
said, I
multi-fight
don't.
deal coming.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to pop off. Like I said, I just feel like I'm a little hot water with the company, but they can't hold that shit against me like that, man. So I mean, you know, like I said, wait till see what happens with the next fight. Even if you want to put me on another multi-fight deal, you know what I mean? Because I ain't fucking losing. Are we gonna die in there trying? You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at mentally. That's where I'm at in my training, and that's just how I feel about it, man.
What do you heard about
And
this
we'll see,
$25 million tournament that's going on?
bro. That shit, I have no idea. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me because I don't
That's
know
what I
how they're
was
gonna
saying.
do it. Like, is it gonna be by a point system? Is it gonna be by like? But I mean, the thing that you gotta remember is you throw two guys in there for that type of money on the line, not only are they gonna fucking kill each other, but you're not gonna be able to get back out and just fight again in the next month or two unless you knock somebody out that quick. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
biggest problem I've had with this bare knuckle shit is the hands being good to use again. You know what I mean? And when your hands aren't 100% or like, for example, in Perez's situation, I think he had to quit on that eye shot because either A, he broke his orbital, or actually, I don't think he broke his orbital, but I think he was still kind of banged up from the last one. You know what I mean? Like, bro, he just fought, I think, what, a month or two prior to
Yeah, yeah.
that Miami card, and that was a fucking, like, bro couldn't even put him out. You know what I mean? And I know that kid hits hard. What was his name? Shit. The one that Derek Perez fought right before, Dylan Schulte.
That was like in Kansas City, wasn't it?
I don't remember where it was, but yeah, it was out there. But yeah, I mean, like, and they
Let
kind
me
of
look that
stopped it
up.
early, in my opinion. But he was literally right there, hanging in the fight, and that dude was just teeing him off like I was, except for they didn't stop it when I did it, but they stopped it when he did it because it was his backyard. You know, so I kind of feel like he was still a little banged up from that. And when you take that eye shot, I don't give a fuck who you are, bro. It's such a bad shot to take, man. It's really not a good shot to take. It's way different.
Damn it. I ain't let me pull him up. Yeah, but he did fight like 2 months earlier and whatnot. Like, what's the most fights that a bare knuckle fighter probably should be fighting?
I mean, as many as you can, shit. But like I said, when I fought last year, I literally fought February, I fought March, and then we fought in September. You know what I mean? And my fight in Connecticut was kind of stale because my fucking hands hurt, and I felt like, well, all I do got to do is get by this guy. I didn't have the same type of mindset and animosity. I'm like, get by this guy, even if we got to Mayweather him a little bit because my hands are a little hurt. But at least if I don't fucking unload him off on this guy, I'll be able to save him for the champ, and that's what it was supposed to be for. And then going low and behold, I ain't even get a punch off against fucking Blythe. So guess whose hands are perfectly fine right now? And I heard this one maybe about a month ago in this little bone over here on towards my pinky, and I'd say every now and again it goes a little numb, but I'm kind of babying it, kind of keeping it off of it, and that's why, like, you know, depending on the next op that they want, man, it's just go time, man. But like I said, I want it to make sense. I don't want it to be such a decline in money. And you know, let's make it fucking happen, man.
You was right
I don't
about
really
Perez.
care.
He fought October 25th against Dylan Schultz, and then
Yeah,
December
and then you fought
21st.
December.
And December
That's not,
21st.
bro. And the way that he went out was
Yeah.
fucking vicious, bro. Like he was on his feet and didn't even go out. He didn't even look like he was really going out. And he just boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? And bro, with bare knuckles, my face was sore for at least a month. You know what I'm saying? After the Travis fight, that shit was fucked up for a little minute. My nose, your
Damn.
hands. You know, so these guys just jumping right back and forth into it, man. You're not giving your body any time to fucking heal up, man. So you catch one of those hard shots, it's like, oh fuck, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. I can't, cause I know President want to quit, bro. He ain't got no quitting him. But of course, just like when I fought him, I fight all the best motherfuckers at their best. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like Prez was at his best when I fought him. You know, Justin got him when he was a little beat up and beat down. You know what I mean? Lucky for him, cause I told Justin, I was like, bro, that dude's tough, man. I'm telling you that shit right now, and don't get in this fucking clinch. And Justin played it right. Justin looked good, man, against him. But
And you
you know,
you
I
and
feel
Perez probably could be, man, one of the top 3 fights of that year though.
100%. You know, but like I said, they all fucking wrote me off when I lost the championship. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody writing me off, man. Just keep writing me off because that's what I like. Keep doubting, keep hating, keep all the shit coming, bro. You know, keep the shit talking, all that, man. Because I know who I am, and I know what I got to do next time around. You know, and that's the most important thing to me, man. The only person that can change this is me. You know, not what anybody says, not what anybody does. It's what I do next. Is what's going to be the underlining factor of where the rest of my career is going to go. You know, and that's why I got to have a smart fight next. It's got to make
Mhm.
sense. It could be tough. I don't mind it being tough. I don't think any of them are easy, to be honest with you. There was no fight ever that I was like, wow, that was fucking easy, especially in bare knuckle. You know what I mean? Like, because even if the fight was easy, my hands still hurt really bad after, or you know, I got clipped at least once. Tabira was like, yo, that was close. You know what I mean? And I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen it too. You remember out in when Kai just fought in Montana.
Jimmy
Was it
Rivera.
Montana? Jimmy Rivera.
Yeah, it was Montana.
There was
Yeah.
a 135 fight on that card with I forget the black kid's name. It was a black kid and a white kid, and the kid had dreads. It was a 135er, and we talked after the fight, and he fought the hometown kid and beat him. But he literally closed his fucking eyes, swung, caught him in the top of his mouth. Didn't even know how he caught him. Just caught him and knocked his front tooth loose and beat him off of that shit. And I remember coming back out and was like, bro, I don't even know what I hit him with. I don't even know what I hit him with. And it's just like, that's the type of shit that can happen in this game if you're not fucking cautious, man. And I mean, in
That's
my
the
opinion, the
Jamerson
guys,
cat. You talking about Jamerson? Is that his name?
I don't remember. The,
You
the,
said
uh,
he
the
had
other kid,
dreads,
his name
right?
is, I think his name was Elijah.
'Cause I think
I think his name was Elijah.
okay, there's AJ Craig versus Jamerson was out there. That was the only black dude on the card besides Brandon Allen.
Nah, it was in the prelims then.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's a prelim one. Craig versus Jamerson.
What was Jameson's first name? Does it not say? And what was
Uh,
it?
yeah, no,
135.
that's Elijah. Yeah, his name is Elijah Jamerson. Yeah, Elijah
Okay,
Jamerson.
yep, that was the one. That was the one. But it just the point that I'm trying to make is he shouldn't have beat that kid. You know, I mean, maybe he could have, whatever. But I mean, on paper and that kid being the hometown kid, he wasn't supposed to beat that kid anyway.
Yeah.
But like I said, that lucky fucking punch, man. And I don't really believe in luck, but it can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe Blas got lucky with that fucking punch in the eye. Like if that punch never would have hit me in the fucking eye and hit off my forehead, or you know hit a little bit lower, and it could have been a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? I could have ate it, took the fucking knee, or just stayed down for a second, then it got back up and continued to fight like I always do, man. But you know,
I know
shit was
you
weird,
probably
man.
want to get home here soon, so I got one more question. Are you looking to get on any of these overseas fights like Italy or Dubai or
I
something?
mean, whatever they want to put me on, man, I'm game for whatever. I mentioned it to my manager, but it's looking bleak, man, because I think what they're going to do is put a lot of those guys from out there and maybe sprinkle a few of us homegrown guys in there.
Yeah.
But, the guys that, of course, are going to take a fucking pay cut, and, it's going to be expensive to be getting people out there. So, it just depends on the budget and shit, I suppose. Only thing I could say, man, is just look forward to me coming back and busting somebody's fucking ass, because that's what's gonna happen,
Well, that's what's up,
no
man.
matter where it is.
I'll be rooting for you all the time, man. I'm a big supporter, man. And anytime
Man,
you want
I,
to come
I
back on,
appreciate the
please
shit out of you,
do.
man. Yeah, this was my first podcast back, man. So I appreciate you, man. Let me come out and spit some shit and vent, man. I appreciate that, brother.
And shouts out to Mama Reber, especially for letting me call her Mama Reber.
Hey, mom's a trip, boy.
Yeah. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, man. And I appreciate your time, man, as usual.
Man, I appreciate your time, brother.
All right. Take it easy, man.
You too, brother.
Please. Well, there we have it. Another one with one and only Ryan Royal Reber. And I guess you could say he's on a redemption tour right now, trying to redeem himself with the company. And I know it's probably gonna be a tough road. I've been said that bare knuckle and BKFC, when you get that shot, it seems like it's gonna be a tough road back to getting that second title shot. And that's why I think he might have to fight Justin Ibarola or maybe Keith Richardson. But Keith Richardson's also looking to try to get his title back as well that he lost. And there's no telling how tough of a road that's going to be for him as well. You know what I'm saying? The company might want to see about 2 or 3 more fights under their belt again before they get another title shot. Who knows, man? But I'm definitely going to be rooting for him. Definitely a great story. I mean, like he said, he came from amateur to pro, never been on top as an amateur, and came to pro and literally had a title shot as a for the world championship of bare knuckle and BKFC. And hopefully he can get another title shot too. I know he's clamoring for it. I know he was disappointed. Like I said, I was disappointed, man, as a fan, because when you're rooting for somebody, you like to see them win. But I appreciate y'all tuning in for another episode of the Paul Pickett Podcast. And we about to hit you with that outro, and peace. We out.